Greetings, KAS411 midweek inspiration, motivation, and informational show that we have here today. And I am really excited because it's all about Memorial Day weekend. Check my attire, yes indeed. And we are on point with what we need to do. So I have my great friends here today, and I'm gonna take these glasses off now. Sergeant Barry from the recruiter's office here in the Anaheim area, and Wendy Walker, a lender that will be talking to us about VA loans today. So just a little thing, a little bit of information, and we know Monday is coming. May 27th is Memorial Day. Now, what is that all about? And as I researched this particular topic, because I wanted to be politically correct, the word memorial is a day for remembering and honoring those men and women who served and sacrificed their lives in battle and are no longer living. So I know we do the parades, I know we do the barbecue, but we need to take a moment to remember those that sacrificed their lives, the men and women, okay? And that's really what it's all about. And Sergeant Barry, I'm gonna bring you in on here because as a soldier in the Army, Sergeant, what is your feeling about Memorial Day and how it's come full circle for you?
I feel like Memorial Day is a very important day to remember those people who passed away and, kind of reminisce on it and also look forward to the fact that, maybe we will never have to look back on those people or see any more deaths in the future.
Very good, very good. So you're a recruiter in the Armies, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and what was your passion to get you to that particular task of being a recruiter? And I see you're a sergeant, you got the stripes.
That's correct. So I joined the Army about 4 years ago.
Okay.
I joined in February 2015, and the reason why I joined was just to serve my country. I was happy when I did, and I've gone a long ways. I've come up 4 or 5 ranks now.
All right.
And just last year I got promoted to sergeant.
Okay.
The reason why I joined was just to serve my country.
Okay, excellent. So Wendy, you're patriotic with your scarf all around your neck. That's really good. In the lending industry with VA loans, what does actually VA, the initial VA, stand for?
Veterans Affairs.
Okay.
So what we do in lending is we're able to provide 100% financing for veterans or active duty military,
Okay.
National Guard. It doesn't just have to be Army, Marines, Navy. So it can be U.S. National Guard, Coast Guard as well.
Okay.
It just depends on how long they've been in service.
Okay.
It increases their entitlement, which
Okay.
is what they're guaranteed to cover. As a lender, we look at what's guaranteed to be covered, which is why we're able to give them 100% financing.
Okay. Now, we're going to come back to that because I've been able to handle a couple of VA loans as a homeowner educator, realtor. So for those sellers, buyers, and investors, it's an opportunity for you to be involved in a VA loan if you have that background from, being in the military service. But along with that, it's very interesting because I want to talk about how I met both of you and how it's become something in my life that I'm very passionate about. So every day I look for a divine appointment. And as I was looking at putting this show together, and even the reason why this show is together is because of Wendy Walker and her partner Vic, who came to our office at ROG Anaheim, that means Realty One Group, and gave a presentation about social media and how we need to brand ourselves. And I've been thinking for so long about branding KAS411 and being able to talk to people other than just going out and knocking on the door, standing on the corner, passing out my cards. This is one way that I can come into your home. So I met Wendy and Vic through a presentation that they did, and it just struck a chord in my heart. So we are now friends. That's how I work it, is that we become family once I meet you. And then Sergeant Barry, I was at the car wash 2 weeks ago thinking about how I'm going to put the show together and who would I have on the show. And I was thinking a recruiting office and somewhere in the area that I could go. And lo and behold, it wasn't Sergeant Barry, it was his commander, Sergeant Torres, who was at the car wash, and I listened to him talk to another military gentleman that was sitting there, and they was having a conversation, and my courage started to strengthen up, and my mind started to thinking, and I'm like, this would be great to have Sergeant Torres on the show. I stepped up after his conversation and said, Sergeant Torres, my name is Keith Stafford. I do a real estate podcast twice a month, and I would love for you to come on the show because I'm getting ready to have one that would honor men and women about Memorial Day. And he says, okay, but if I'm busy, I'm going to put it on to my next man. And that was Sergeant Barry. And I just want to say, I am so honored that you took time out of your schedule today, because when you call on the Army and they come in full dress and they're right there, that's strong, that's powerful, you know, for them to serve our country. So thank you so very much. We appreciate that as far as that's concerned. No problem, no problem. And Wendy, love it.
I'm here.
You're here forever.
I'm not as awesome, but you know.
You sure are, because, you know, you're the producer of this show, so. Anyway, I want to get back to Memorial Day because this tradition, it dates back to the Civil War, as I researched, in which an estimated 620,000 soldiers were killed. And that was huge enough, it was a huge enough death toll to force the creation of national cemeteries. So I thought that was very interesting. The holiday used to be called Decoration Day because many family members would spend that day, Memorial Day, Decoration Day, decorating, placing decorations and flags on the graves of fallen soldiers. And I remember that so well growing up as a young man, because my father used to take me to the gravesite as he put flowers on different of our relatives that served in the military and you know, had passed away. So I was like, okay, he would clean off the grave and rake it and everything because of the debris and the different weeds that would grow, and really come together with this. So this holiday used to be called Decoration Day, and later the name was changed around 1971, and I guess because the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., where the names of an estimated 58,220 names are listed there and engraved on that incredible wall and could not be brought home, okay, and have no graves to decorate. So remembering and the memorial aspect of it, of honoring those men and women who served and you know, for our country and lost their lives, that's what this is all about. So I'm so happy to be able to give some sort of honor and thought process to Memorial Day and give you a little bit of information, and many of you may already know, but you know, when we come together as a team here, it kind of makes it be that much more stronger in value. So let's get back to Sergeant Barry. So you have been in the Anaheim office for just a few months now?
That's correct.
Okay, and where were you before then?
Prior to that, I was in Kuwait, Airtown, Kuwait.
Okay.
Great station.
All right.
I had a great time there.
Okay, so have you served in any of the wars?
I've never personally served in any wars.
Okay.
Obviously, I've served in support of any efforts because I'm a signal soldier, so I provide communications.
Okay.
But I've never actually had to pick up a weapon in the needs of, you know, causing harm to others unless at a range, you know what I'm saying?
But your piece is so important because of communication. It's just a little bit more elaborate on what actually do you do without giving up the top secret information.
Okay, so I'm a 25 Sierra, satellite communication systems operator maintainer.
Yes.
And I've been doing that for about 3.5 years now.
Okay.
I'm pretty proficient at it, but our job is solely to communicate with the satellites in the sky.
Oh.
We use large antennas, like those ones that you see on the side of your house for like DirecTV or something.
Yes.
Much larger though.
Okay.
And essentially what it does is it passes data up to the satellite and then down to another one.
Okay.
So that's what our job is. We allow the warfighter to communicate and, you know, be able to act efficiently.
Okay, excellent. Now, not only do you serve in the military, you also do things in the community. Is that correct too?
That's correct.
Okay, so like what are some of the activities that you take place in the community?
A few weeks ago, we took part in I Love Anaheim to clean up at a local preschool. Actually.
Okay.
So we did a beautification. We painted a sign and redid one of their planting beds. Also, I'm currently working on becoming a volunteer football coach at Winter Park High School.
Okay. And in talking with you this morning, you kind of told me about a color guard event that took place where?
At the Anaheim Angel Station or
Okay.
Stadium.
Okay.
So I've also done color guard at one of the golf tournaments.
Okay.
So we do
Okay.
color guard quite a bit, actually.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's a lot of information, and I want to continue to tell you that who's your realtor? KAS411. I give you the best information for you to make the best decision for the rest of your life, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. So get in touch with me, and we'll have a number and email address for you to contact me after the show here. Wendy, let's talk more about the VA loans and how that is. Now, you are a special certified,
I'm certified military specialist.
okay,
I went through a bunch of courses because military has a lot of codes and things, and their pay is very strange. So you have to really be trained in how to look at how you guys are paid, because you get housing allowances, clothing allowances, things for your uniform. So that all equates to what you can afford. It all goes into your income.
That's correct.
But if you don't know what you're looking at, it looks like a bunch of gibberish that doesn't make any sense, in all honesty. No offense to the military, but your pay stubs are crazy.
But Wendy, I understand because I've done a few of these VA loans. So you first have to get an eligibility letter, is
You
that
do
correct?
have to have a certificate of eligibility,
Okay.
which if you are retired military, you use your DD 214 and you send it to me and I get a certificate of eligibility for you. National Guard has two different forms. I think they're NG 22 and 24.
That's correct.
Hey.
All
So,
right.
and then if you're active duty, we just need a statement of service that you're currently in the service.
Okay.
And then what we do is we send it off to the VA, and they give us a certificate of eligibility, which says how much your funding fee is, which says how much you're covered for. And what a lot of people don't know is you can actually utilize your VA benefit more than once.
Yeah,
And have multiple VA loans at the same time.
Wow.
So I didn't know at the
See,
same time.
at the same time.
Uh-oh, here we go.
So, as an example, let's say your eligibility is 636, which is the normal standard eligibility, 636.
$636?
636,000.
Okay,
Sorry.
630. Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
I talk in small numbers because it makes more sense in my head. So 636,000. Let's say you buy a house for 336,000.
Okay.
You still have $300,000 worth of eligibility that the military will cover.
Oh,
So you can buy a second home.
okay.
Can't be an investment, but it can be a second home
Oh,
Okay.
or a second primary. So let's say you bought your first and you decided, I'm gonna keep that loan because I have a really good interest rate,
okay.
but I wanna buy another house.
Okay.
Let's say you find one that's 400,000.
Mhm.
That means you're gonna have to put down about 100,000,
Okay.
but the military covers the rest
Okay.
in theory, right?
Now, I wanted to ask, with these military loans, is there a cap on the interest rates? Or do they go with what the,
They generally, we like to equate them to the same as like FHA. So
Okay.
they are lower interest rates.
okay,
The other benefit about VA is even if you're not putting anything down, you don't have mortgage insurance.
oh, okay,
Which on FHA, you will always have it no matter how much you put down, and on conventional, unless you're putting more than 20% down,
right,
you'll always have mortgage insurance. So the VA doesn't require mortgage insurance.
okay. Now, Sergeant Barry, I realize that you actually have used your VA loan, and so talk a little bit about that. How was that experience? And Wendy, if you have any questions that you may wanna ask me, just.
So I've actually used it twice.
Oh, okay,
I first purchased my home in Paso Robles, and I purchased another home in the Inland Empire.
okay, excellent, okay.
Two
Fantastic.
beautiful homes. I sold my first one, and then I refinanced my home in the Inland Empire with the VA loan, and
Oh,
got a
okay.
ridiculously low interest rate.
Okay, so you can use it as a refinance
You
tool
can.
also?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can. The only thing that veterans or active duty military need to know is that there's a certain limit on what you can be charged in points, in fees, in anything.
Okay,
So the government is looking out for people so that they can't be gouged, which
Right.
is fantastic.
that's very
It
important.
is very important. And so when they're looking at their fees, they need to make sure that they're not being overcharged. But because it's a VA loan, there's limits. We get, as a lender, we get knocked back. Oh, you can't do that, that's too much money, or whatever,
Okay.
so you need to bring your fees down.
Okay, excellent.
So, yeah.
We can appreciate that. I'm sure you can appreciate that,
I
Sergeant.
definitely
Barry.
can. I didn't have to pay any fees, so
Okay.
I was fortunate in that way.
Excellent, excellent. So where do we go from here? And what I want to do is summarize up where we're at right now. It's been a pleasure to have Sergeant Barry, thank you so very much, and Wendy Walker from the lending industry to give us a little bit of insight on those loans. Now, at the end of the show, you'll see a screen that will have information for you to contact Keith A. Stafford. It'll be my email address and my private phone number. I don't give it out to everybody. But tell your friends, your family members, and anyone else that may be looking to buy or sell a home, or even an investment. I don't charge for you to call me and give you information because that's free. That's why KAS411 is here at your service to give you the best information for you to make the best decision for the rest of your life. But before we go, what I wanted to do is take a moment and have a little bit of silence for and remember and honor those servicemen and women who never had the chance to become veterans this Memorial Day. Until next time, KAS411 is signing off. June is going to be a very exciting month. I have some special guests that will be turning up in here, and it will be from the entertainment industry, which I spent a lot of years in there before becoming a real estate agent. So stay tuned, be good. Remember this coming Monday, and take a moment of silence for those that served for our country and are no longer living with us. But have fun and be safe. Peace out.